can be products, they can be services, have two components. They allow you to do something you could not do before, what I call real features and functionality. And many of you are probably in businesses where your company actually allows someone to do something they couldn't do before or do it much better. At Procter & Gamble, it was whiter whites and cleaner cleans. At eBay, what of course we did is we enabled people to trade without regard to time and distance. So if you were a collector of memorabilia, advertising memorabilia, and you lived in Washington, D.C., before eBay, you could only look at antique shops in this area, but with eBay, you could look for advertising memorabilia across the country and across the world. So it was a measurable feature and functionality. But great brands also have one other thing, is they have an emotional connection with their consumers. And many brands have features and functionality, but not much on the emotional side. And there are some brands that have emotional connection, oftentimes, fashion and fragrances that have incredible emotional connection, but not real features and functionality that you could measure in a laboratory. When you find them both, you have liftoff. And it's one of the reasons that I joined eBay, because that very first day with the 29-year-old founder, I said, wow, this has features and functionality. And Pierre had told me people had met their best friends on eBay. They connected over a shared area of interest. And so my view is that if you have both, you have something very special. And the story about being in China, P&G every year, I ultimately ended up on the board of P&G, and we used to take a field trip every year where we would go and talk to consumers. And in China, we went into women's homes, families' homes, and this time we're asking about their health and beauty aids, what they used. And what was remarkable was for some very modest income Chinese women had an array of beauty products that you would never have imagined. And the reason is that this was about hopes and dreams and a better life and looking better and caring for their family in a very deep emotional way. And it was just a reinforcement of it's not just about the product itself, it's about what that represents. And in politics, Californians right now, I would say, have a crisis of confidence. Californians are really scared